Welcome back to VetConnect. In this session, we're going to explore the subject of addictions. Addictions includes abuse of substances like alcohol and drugs. We'll look first at the roads into addiction, the ways veterans become users, abusers, and addicts. Then we'll explore the road to recovery, and finally map the road ahead from recovery to personal renewal and new life in community. Let's start by defining addiction.
The psychological aspects of addiction are many. The main one, I think, is compulsive use of a substance despite knowing that there are harms to your family, to your body, to your spirit.
Addiction is a brain disease, meaning that all of these mood-altering chemicals or substances that we put into our body have an effect on our brain.
Some people who struggle with addictions later in life had already started using in the early years.
It was when I was a student at the University of Tennessee, and I had to cut back the partying, the drinking, the pot use, all the other drug use, so I could keep enough grades to keep enough hours to keep my draft deferment. I couldn't do it. No matter how hard I tried, I couldn't reel it back in enough to do what I needed to do to keep my draft deferment. Next thing I know, I'm being asked to join my fellow citizens in the U.S. Army.
Others begin to develop addictive habits during their military service.
Back in the mid-'70s, when I was in the military, that's where I learned to drink and use drugs.
One of the analogies that I frequently use is comparing it to physical therapy. A lot of times when we have an injury of some kind, especially a soft tissue type injury that requires a healing process to go on, part of that healing process is to break through the way that we've come to start to protect ourselves in a physical sense. And so physical therapy is not always a pleasant process because the therapist has to go in and knead muscles, stretch ligaments, to do things that are uncomfortable for us in order to promote healing.
Trust God to do what you can't. Pray without ceasing. But don't get drawn into someone else's problems so that it becomes your own. And if someone's recovery stalls, do what you can to help them get back on track. But be patient and forgiving of yourself and trust them to the mercies of the higher power above all others. Thank you for being part of this session, and thank you for your service.